Trendz today, a new threat to freedom of speech as DSS petitions X to deactivate Sowore. Sokoto governor donates Hajj seat to Udu's best graduating student. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Trendz with LJE, where we dissect leadership, economic and justice issues in Nigeria, Africa and the globe to provide lasting solutions. I'm your host, Mohammed Enaya Sule, and joining me today is a special panel whom I shall be introducing after the break. Do stay.
What are we saying? The land we call home, the source of our life, our food, and our future. A conflict that tears at the very heart of Nigeria.
We see the pain, the shattered lives, and the broken trust. But what if we could mend what is broken?
LJE Nigeria invites government officials, traditional and religious leaders, farmers and herdsmen representatives, security agencies, civil society organizations, international development partners, and the general public to a two-day national conference themed Securing Nigeria's Future, addressing the root cause of herdsmen-farmers conflict through justice and inclusive dialogue. Date 30th September to 1st October 2025. Venue Shehu Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, Nigeria.
Join us as we address the root causes of this conflict through inclusive dialogue.
We will not just talk,
We will listen.
we will not just debate.
We will seek to understand.
Together, we will find solutions.
Welcome back from that short break. This is still Trendz with LJE, and you can be a part of this conversation by dropping a comment on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube at LJE Nigeria. And today we have a special panel consisting of Omoyeni Ojefo, a media analyst. Thank you for making it a part of today's episode.
Thank you very much, Mo, for having me.
All right, and of course, Miriam Gamaliel joining us once again this week, our social commentator. Thank you for making it here today.
Thank you very much, Mo.
Right. Quite interesting stories unfolding today. An unfolding story with significant implications for freedom of speech has emerged as the Department of State Services, DSS, has formally petitioned social media platforms X to deactivate the account of the journalist and activist Omoyele Sowore. This action, following Sowore's series of critical posts against the government, has been widely condemned by several civil society organizations and legal experts. They describe it as an attack on democracy and an attempt to stifle dissent in the digital age. The DSS, in a letter to Sowore dated September 7, 2027, issued a one-week ultimatum demanding the retraction for a specific post where he described President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a criminal. The agency, through its Director of Legal Services, Davis, stated that the post was false, malicious and inciting and could cause public disturbance and insurrection. In addition to the demanding an immediate retraction, the DSS also ordered Sowore to publish a public apology in at least 2 national newspapers and 2 television stations with national coverage. The agency warned that failure to comply would result in all lawful means being explored to protect national security. The DSS also copied the United States Embassy in Abuja on the letter, a move that has drawn attention given Sowore's dual Nigerian-US residency. In a separate development, Sowore has reportedly refused to comply with the DSS demands, describing the letter as an assault on institutions. In a letter sent to ex-legal policy team, Sowore lawyers, led by human rights lawyer Topa Tomikun, described the DSS request as unlawful, unconstitutional, and without legal foundation. They argued that only a competent court can order the removal of a citizen's speech, and the DSS, as a security agency, does not have the authority. The legal team letter cites Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, which guarantees freedom of expression, and Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. They warned that if X were to comply with the DSS's request, it would be aiding and abetting state expression. This is a part of an ongoing pattern of legal and political battles involving Sowore and the Nigerian government over the free speech and his critical stance on government policies. Quite tough issues looking at freedom of speech. In fact, the whole social media has been a buzz since the whole of last week, including this week, about this particular issue. What's your take on this?
I mean, Nigeria, we have rules and laws, guiding the country. A person is innocent until proven guilty by the court of law. And then you're accusing your president of being a criminal. First off, you're projecting your country in a very bad light.
Okay.
As opposed to the fact that you've not even verified, the court has not proven this person to be a criminal. You are saying this person is a criminal, and then what do you want the world to see your country as? How do you want people to relate with your country? You're talking about the number one citizen of the country being a criminal without proof. It's a very wrong thing to do. I don't know, but on the part of DSS contacting X to delete his account or to deactivate his account or to get the tweet down, how many other persons are they going to write to X about? If you're writing to X, then you have to start writing to Facebook, you have to start writing to Instagram, you have to start writing to all the various social media platforms, because people tweet a whole lot of things. But then Sowore says he's the person of target. So I don't know. That's my take on that.
Thank you. This is not the first time Sowore or any Nigerian has actually come online to talk about the government, Miriam Gumale. As a social commentator, what does this do to people? Do you think this will stop Nigerians from airing their views on social media?
Nigerians are very stubborn.
Right.
Yeah? You can't just get us to keep quiet.
Right.
Because when we want to say something, we will definitely look for a way to say it. Yeah, you're making people scared. You're trying to take that freedom of, you say that there's freedom of speech. But in Nigeria, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but freedom after speech isn't guaranteed. You get? So that is justice, you see. But for a Nigerian to come out and air his mind is something everybody should do. If something isn't going well, a citizen can come out and point out things that aren't going well. And the government or whoever that citizen is talking about should go back, take a receipt, and just think about everything and come out again instead of trying to shut up the citizen. Now, Sowore is bad for calling the president a criminal because no court has come out to say, okay, President Tinubu is a criminal. So it is really, really wrong. I'll fault him for that. But now DSS is coming to tell him to take out the post. It is wrong. Are you now saying that we as citizens, we can't point out? So I think that's the only fault I see from Sowore is calling the president a criminal.
And I also saw on screen, I think my producer would do that now. I think X actually sent a message to Sowore telling him that this is the platform, is a platform that supports people's voices. Yes. Irrespective of what the DSS does, X was not willing to take down the post except Sowore was willing to take it down himself. So I think the comment section is currently open. What's your take on this issue? Because we also what happened to Raye, the NYSC lady who came up and called the president using the word terrible and person. We saw what happened. I mean, many people, she came out saying she didn't get her NYSC. I don't know what's the update on that, but generally, I thought, social media and digital cyberbullying is taking a new dimension because we know that Nigerians will always talk. And as Nigerians are, the media is supposed to be an agent of change.
But then another thing, as Nigerians, we know just about the freedom of speech law or the rule. We don't know about the rest of it. We don't know the implications of
the limits to which...
We don't know the limits to which we can say. Everybody's talking about freedom of speech, or I have the right to say anything I want to say. Mm-hmm. And then you just go and you say it. You don't know that there are laws or there are rules that are backing this freedom of speech, so you don't violate them. When you violate them, you'll be accountable to the law.
Next story. A renewed insecurity in the northeast. Boko Haram attacks over 60 in Borno State. The nation has been hit again with a wave of renewed insecurity as a recent Boko Haram attack in Borno State resulted in the deaths of over 60 people, including both civilians.
So they need to beef in security. They need to widen security in the state.
Ribadu, special advisor to
Special on
the-
security.
on security,
Yes.
has mentioned that Nigeria is very safe, no more insecurity. I mean, and for the administration led by APC, one of the major things they were able to use to, gain chance over the PDP was they came with this mantra that they're going to tackle insecurity.
Insecurity,
And as a
exactly.
president, the grand commander of the armed
Armed
forces,
forces.
security is your number
Your
one
priority.
priority.
Your top priority. Securing the
lives
life
and
and property
properties
of people. That is your job as the number one citizen of the country.
What this has an effect on the economy. It derails investment. There are some foreign people that want to invest in a state, but when there are always repeated cases like this, it affects the economy. So security affects several aspects. That's why it's the number one responsibility of any
Of the
given.
president.
You can still drop your comments on our social media platforms. This is still Trendz on LJE. And we have a comment coming from our YouTube platform. And this is Grace Obepa. Nigeria has freedom of speech in the constitution, but in practice, it is not absolute. I think that was a response to our previous topic concerning Sowore. Thank you, Grace Obepa. Of course, Nigeria has freedom of speech in the constitution, but in practice, it is not absolute, right? Just like you said, Jay, that, you can talk, there's freedom of speech, but there's always a limit to
There's a
which
limit,
you can
exactly.
actually, talk. Thank you very much. Of course, your comments are still very much welcome as we move to our third story for today. A recent update about the threats of strikes by fuel tanker drivers and the NLC. A potential economic crisis has been averted as the planned nationwide strike by the petroleum tanker drivers (PTD) of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria (Petrowan) has been called off. The strike, which saw petrol retailers suspend dispensing, unionize. Despite the resolution of the fuel tanker issue, a separate threat of industrial action remains. The Nigerian Labour Congress has reiterated its call for a strike, stating that the proposed 70,000 naira minimum wage is insufficient to meet the basic needs of Nigerian workers amidst the soaring cost of living. This highlights a growing frustration among various labor unions with Nigerian government policies and the persistent cost of living crisis. These two cases are somewhat similar. I mean, if you look at world metrics for poverty ratio and the well-living of people, it is mostly calculated by your pump price and your minimum wage, and they are not tallying. You look at other countries and you find out that their minimum wage and their fuel price is a little bit, conducive. But 70,000 naira, what can 70,000 naira do for you? And the aversion of these strikes give a clear indication that something is going on within the corners, because I don't see why this is happening at this point. What do you say?
My question is, why do we even have to go on strike to make the right things fall in place?
Right.
Cost of 70,000 naira cannot do anything for anybody. You can't even buy a bag of rice with 70,000 naira. How do you pay your bills?
But they have local rice there.
Even at that, Mo. Even at
You
that.
can't even get it for 70,000 naira. I doubt you can get it for 70,000 naira. I'm not sure. Okay, so you're just going to eat rice as a worker in Nigeria. That's minimum wage. And then talking about this tanker drivers strike, Dangote doesn't want his drivers to be part of the union. And the union is saying their job is to protect the rights of every worker. So, I mean, it's still part of going on strike to make the right things fall in place in this country. We just do things abysmally. We just do things and we don't even care about the welfare of the people. We do not care about the welfare of the people. So, I mean, the government should do better. 70,000 naira it's nothing. It's too poor. It's too poor for an average human being.
Mira, what do you think the average minimum wage should be, looking at the way things are going right now?
Like, Mo, okay. Even as a single girl, then 70,000 cannot even do anything. Let me say you're earning 70,000 and you're trying to remove savings from that 70,000 naira. You remove 30,000 naira for your savings. What are you left with? So you pay transport, If you're a girl, you get toiletries, you get your sanitary pad, you make your hair, you buy clothes, you feed. 70,000 won't do anything for you. So how will you now tell a grown man, a grown ass lady with family, children, to feed on 70,000 naira? How? And they'll take these children to school. The man is meant to feed himself, feed his wife, still send money to wives' people, still send money to his people. Happen now. Happen.
Okay, let's even leave sending money. Let's even leave buying of clothes, buying
Just for himself.
What about your transportation?
Transportation.
Transportation right now is going to eat the whole of that 70,000 naira. So you're just working for free.
Working for free.
That's the-
Being a slave.
in our own country. Well,
And then I saw somewhere where they are trying to increase somebody's salary. Who is the number one in this country? They're trying to increase the person's salary. When the people you're leading, you're telling them to remain on 70,000 naira, but your own, they're trying to increase your millions. Nigeria, God to help us.
maybe the president has more
us.
responsibility. You can't compare, the president with ordinary Nigerian citizen. The president has a lot
No,
of people. that he
not
has to-
ordinary Nigerian citizen. No, don't use that ordinary. No, we are Nigerians. If he's living well, the people he's leading should live
Should
well.
also live
too.
well. I mean, they should do better. 70,000 naira is very poor.
What is 70,000 naira?
It is poor.
More. Wait, if they're paying you 70,000 naira and you want to give your girlfriend money, can you give her something from there?
First of all, the 70,000 I can buy, half bag or
Someone
half.
said you can buy a
Buy
loaf
half.
of local
Everything
rice.
I buy half.
And you'll be eating only rice too.
No, you won't buy gas. You won't cook it.
you put it under the sun to cook.
All right, you can still drop a comment on our social media platforms. Of course, our next story: the Sokoto State Governor donates Hajj seat to Udu's best graduating student. During the Usman Danfodio University convocation ceremony, the 42nd, Governor Ahmed Aliyu of Sokoto State announced that he would sponsor the best graduating student, Abdullahi Sharif, on a Hajj pilgrimage. Sharif, a microbiology graduate, earned a whopping 4.92 CGPA. The Hajj pilgrimage is scheduled for May 2026. The governor and alumnus of the same university, Udus, praised the university as a legacy builder and a vital institution for growth in the state and the nation. He encouraged the university not to only provide academic training, but also focus on creating jobs, creating graduates who can become entrepreneurs and job creators. To achieve this, he urged Udus to expand its vocational and technical training programs through partnerships with serious stakeholders. Aliyu also highlighted the appointment of the Udus professors to lead key ministries in the state. Dignitaries including Senator Aliyu Magatakarda Wamako and Sultan Mohammed Saad Abubakar gave Sharif a standing ovation for his outstanding academic achievement. While the gesture has been widely praised as a recognition of academic excellence, it has also sparked some debate on social media about whether a religious award is the most appropriate way to incentivize academic success, particularly when a scholarship for postgraduate studies or professional grant could have been an alternative. I mean, that says it all.
These are the issues.
Right.
How is microbiology related to Hajj? In as much as traveling is part of education,
Right.
a student is graduating as the best student
In microbiology.
and you're sending him to Hajj. I cannot find the correlation. I'm finding it very difficult to find the correlation, but they say traveling is also part of education, probably to
No, I'm from the
See,
north.
when the person
I don't
travels and come back, the person will now start doing POS.
I don't know.
Because what happens to giving this person a scholarship?
What happens to giving
to
him
giving, like
masters?
taking
The
this person
scholarship in
to a
masters,
training
for his
where the
masters.
person would further his or her education? You get, then when you come back, you come and create employment, create job opportunities.
Opportunities
Now
for
you're sending the
people.
person to Hajj. Then when the person comes back, what is left with her? Nothing.
Scholarship
Like,
training
what
is
is wrong?
workshop
It's just as if in Nigeria they don't
relatable to microbiology.
like. It's just as if in Nigeria education is like bare minimum.
It's the
Because
bare
the other day,
minimum.
say a student that went to represent Nigeria was giving how much?
200,000 naira.
Yes.
Yes.
200,000
And
naira.
it gave an uprising because the Super Falcons, who actually won in football, were given 100,000 US dollars, which is over 150 million naira.
Naira, yeah.
Including
I'm holding myself from calling BB Niger. How
Right.
much are they getting from that show? That a student represents a country. Oh God.
And in states like Sokoto State, where people even hardly go to school,
exactly.
and someone is graduating with such good top results, you're supposed to encourage this person educationally. Training, send him to trainings abroad, workshops, scholarship for masters, PhD. You come back, you create job, like she said, you create job opportunities for people that are looking up to that person. But then they don't.
Imagine science and technology, just like you mentioned, Sokoto State and the northern populace and education, they really find it difficult to blend.
go to school.
As you said, this would even encourage them and to make them more gingered. And how about even establishing a lab? You make this person a consultant in that lab. You hire more
Train
researchers,
people,
begin to
bring
train
researchers
people.
to train people.
And you know what?
Encourage people to go to
Imagine
school in the States.
if the governor of Sokoto State, for that student with such a high performance, establishes a lab, make a press release, invite foreign scientific organization that this is Nigerian talent. It goes a long way.
Exactly.
Sending such a student to Hajj, are they trying to say that we're a totally religious country? In fact, it's quite arbitrary because even the same girl from the north who got 200,000 naira stipend for that performance is a simple indicator that the Nigerian government doesn't
They
appreciate
don't value education.
educational talent.
At all.
And
At all.
and this would have its own effect. I mean, you see what is happening now. A lot of people don't believe in education anymore.
Exactly.
Young people are going into cybercrime. Young people are going into prostitution. Young people are going into other ways to actually make money because they don't believe in the end product of good
Of
education.
going to school, yes, good education.
All right, so we've come to the end of today's episode. I wish it didn't end. Quite a fantastic episode. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Ojaifo,
very
for being a
much.
part of today's
Thank you for
program. And
having
of course,
me.
Miriam Gamaliel, good to have you back. All right, let's have a look at our top stories. We told you that a new threat to free speech as DSS petitions X to deactivate Sowore's account, renewed insecurity in the northeast as Boko Haram attack kills over 60 in Borno State, and double threat of strike, the latest on the fuel tanker drivers and the NLC. We also told you about the Sokoto State Governor donation of Hajj seat to Udu's best graduating student. Join us again on Trendz tomorrow, where we shall be dissecting fresh trending issues that affect Nigeria, Africa, and the globe. Don't forget to follow our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at LJE Nigeria. You could also report a violation if you face one on our website at www.ljenigeria.org. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of the week.
The land we call home, the source of our life, our food, and our future. A conflict that tears at the very heart of Nigeria.
We see the pain, the shattered lives, and the broken trust. But what if we could mend what is broken?
LJE Nigeria invites government officials, traditional and religious leaders, farmers and herdsmen representatives, security agencies, civil society organizations, international development partners, and the general public to a 2-day national conference themed Securing Nigeria's Future, addressing the root cause of herdsmen-farmers conflict through justice and inclusive dialogue. Date 30th September to 1st October 2025. Venue Shehu Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, Nigeria.
Join us as we address the root causes of this conflict through inclusive dialogue.
We will not just talk,
We will listen.
we will not just debate.
We will seek to understand.
Together, we will find solutions.